Hey everyone, welcome back to another IMU Biz Nation episode. My name is Meredith Dale. I'm the co-founder of Intentional Marketer University. I'm so glad to have you here today. Let me plug in my computer the right way. That always helps to have your computer plugged in, have it on battery power or not on battery power. So here we go. Let's get started. So you guys, what am I talking about today? Well, today I'm going to be teaching you how to create social media content inside of your business for your products and your services in under an hour. So for those of you watching me, when you watch me on recording, I want you to time me. Here we go. We're starting at the 45-minute mark inside of an hour. So let's see how long this takes to get it done. Now, before we jump into me sharing my screen, let me give you some backstory to this. So content development cannot stop inside of your business. You absolutely have to be creating content all the time. That's the only way you can effectively market online and not drive yourself crazy by having to physically be there creating the content all the time. Does that make sense to you? So what I mean by that is if you get into the mindset and if you get into the routine of creating content at the beginning of each start of the week. So for me personally, I like to create content on Mondays. So when I create, say, a blog post, this is our very first step of creating content. It's going to be creating your blog post. Personally, I recommend you do it at the beginning of the week. Whenever your week starts for you, that's when I think you should be creating your content. So start with a 800 to 1,000 word blog post. And when you start with that, then the whole rest of the week goes super smooth because you can grab bits and pieces out of that blog post to create other stuff for the rest of the week. So that sounds really super simple, right? Sure, Meredith, no problem. Easier said than done. I get it. I know, right? Everyone had to start somewhere too. And, you know, that's how I was in the very beginning. I would sit down. I knew what I had to get done. I'd sit down and I would draw a complete blank as to what I'm going to talk about inside of my industry. So if you guys know Ann and my story, we both started in different MLM companies and then came together through a series of events to work together. So Ann and I have both had successful, other businesses before IMU. So we had to write content that had to do with products and services, just like you guys. So here's how I suggest you get started when it's time to sit down. You've got a busy life, you have other things you want to be doing. Say you have 1 hour. Let's get started. Now, here's what I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do. So I want to show you my screen. I want to share my screen over here too, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. Okay, so let me see here. Bear with me. It's going to be some finagling here. Let's see here. There's my whole house. Am I going the wrong way? Where's my screen? Where's my screen at? Sorry, guys. Oh, it's way down there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see because I use my actual tablet. So let me just take this out. Voila. Voila. Okay. So how easy is that to see? If you guys can see that easily, will you give me some hearts real quick? If you can see it easily and this makes sense on Facebook Live, just go ahead and give me some hearts. One will do. Just to let me know that you can see that easily. Okay. So I'm going to assume that you guys cannot see that easily since I didn't get any feedback on that. And what I'm going to do is just walk you through how I would do it. Although I really don't want to. I want you guys to be able to see it. So, all right, we're going to start. All right, well, you guys watching live will just have to watch the recorded video where I'm sharing my screen. So what I'll do is I'll just walk you through right here, right now, and then we'll just go from there. Okay. So here's the very first thing I would do. And the good news for you is you guys wouldn't have to be doing this live. So you've already cut down on like 10 minutes of talking. So very first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to a Google search. So head over to your Google tab. Already have your Google tab opened. And click on it, and then the very first thing you're going to want to do is find something that is going on right now for exclusive content for your products and services. Because if you're taking time to write about your products and services, we need to get them sold. We don't want to be writing about something that no one's paying attention to or that hasn't worked for anyone else, right now. So go ahead and in your Google search, type in, exclusive. We're in November when I'm filming this, so I would say November offers right inside of a Google search. So what I see here is inside of a Google search, I'm going to see all of those offers. I see Trunk Show exclusive offers, Stella and Dot, special offers, exclusive offers, Evolve, online offers only, Costco, holiday offers, The Magnificent Mile. So what's happening here at Stella and Dot? Let's go ahead and take a look at Stella and Dot, and we're going to see. So what they're going to be doing is they have, and this is going to be good for you guys, spend 50, get 50% off, available through November 30th while supplies last. I mean, all of this is super exclusive, okay? So when you are trying to write about your products and your services, make sure that you're using some exclusive language. We all know that exclusive language is what works. Why would we want to buy something if we feel like we have all the time in the world to go ahead and get it? So when you sit down to write, go ahead, take a look at some of these Google examples, find the exact language that they're using, and then build out. I like to just keep a Word document handy. So I like to put down all of the keywords and exactly what they're using inside of exclusive offers. So you can go through as many of these as you want to inside of Google. You can, I just put exclusive November offers. Let's say we're doing exclusive jewelry, right? Say you're in a creative business that makes jewelry. So what comes up for exclusive jewelry offers? Coupons, promo codes, they're saying exactly the amount off that you're going to get. So depending on if you are selling jewelry for a company, or if you make your own, or if you make your own makeup, or whatever you're allowed to do, go ahead and highlight that as you write your posts. Great. So we just found some examples of what's exclusive, what's working for successful companies. Now you have that all written down in your Word document, and now it's time to go on to the next thing. What I would do is while you're inside of here, I would go ahead and I would look at what images for exclusive, we're using the example jewelry. So bear in mind, if you're in fitness, you're going to want to put in exclusive November fitness offers, or just exclusive fitness offers, exclusive makeup, or candle, or any industry. This works for any industry. Don't worry about it. So what I would do then is I would come in while I'm still in this Google search, right? We're trying to save time. So I'm going to come in and look at all of the images that are in here. Look at all of those images. Which one sticks out to me? This one right here, joy. That's really neat, especially for this time of year. And remember, we're going to see different ones. You're going to see different ones depending on what time of year it is. Obviously, when I'm filming this, we're in the holidays. So I would probably save this image. All you have to do is right-click, save image, save it to your desktop, and keep that handy. Scroll down. Which other one could I easily make? Oh, I could easily make this on Canva. Save the date, ladies' night out, Great Gatsby themed soiree, right? The time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save that one. And I might, just because I'm trying to do a whole week's worth of content here, oh, look at this one. Free Northern Lights statement necklace. You can easily make this, your own way inside of Canva. Contact me today for more info. Oh, this one's wonderful, right? A huge call to action right there. So I would save this one as well. So now, what did I do with that? Well, the purpose of that was so that when I go to make my images for the week, I have them right there. I'm saving time. I want to make it as least stressful on myself to get this content created for the week, get it on autopilot, and send it out to the world. So that was step number one. Oops, I don't need these filters open. Oh well, those are just going to stay there. So that was step number one. You're going to find what language they're using, and then you're going to run with it. So step number two, and let me make this clear real quick. When we're looking for what other marketers are doing in a Google search or images, we're not plagiarizing. No, that's not what we're doing. We are finding inspiration for what's working for other companies out there. So when I find my keywords, I'm not going to go into those exclusive offer blog posts or advertisings or whatever they are, copy it, paste it in, and just change out the product, services, and names. That's not what I'm going to do. That's plagiarism. And I think you guys all know that. So that just goes without saying, whatever. What I would do is I use it for inspiration. So when I sit down and write, my ideas start flowing. Similar with the images. I am not going to just go in, snatch, grab an image from one of my competitors, put it on all of my social media sites, and claim that it's mine. I'm going to do the hard work, which I'm going to talk about in our step number 3. I'm going to do the hard work by going into Canva and making them into my own images with my own personality, with my own graphics and everything else. That's what I'm going to do. But I need inspiration. If you're sitting down to write about your products and services, you don't want it to be boring. You don't want it to get 0 people noticing it on social media. So you have to start from a place that's working for other people. And I think that makes sense now. So I can go ahead and go on to step number 2. So right there, we've spent about 10 minutes. I would have spent 10 minutes in finding what's working for other marketers, finding images that work for me that I can make into my own, that I can just use as an inspiration. And now I'm on to step number 2. This is big. So what did I talk about at the very beginning? We want to use, we want to start with our blog post, because if you always start with a blog post, or if you don't have a blog, the way you can interpret what I'm saying right now is written content. Because here's the thing. If you're only marketing when you're working, then you are severely limiting yourself for how many people you can reach. But vice versa, if you write content about your products and your services and you publish them somewhere, we love bloggings. It's what you have to do. You have to be doing content marketing on the web. So you can be sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, but because you have blog articles out there, and the more the better, and videos work, and audio podcasts work, right? It all goes together. You can be sleeping, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, someone has now found your article online. They're looking at it, they're reading it, they're loving what you're doing, and they're purchasing. That's how you take yourself out of the equation and get your business on autopilot. That's the goal for you. That way you just remove yourself and your business is working when you're physically not. So here's how I say, here's how I suggest you can make it really super simple on yourself to create a blog post out of this. So you've got some ideas. Now the hardest part, because I get it, we're not all born writers. I get it. That's not a big deal. So here's what I suggest you do. Oops, I actually have it here. So what did I do? I went to Google again, and I literally typed in perfect blog post template, and here's what came up. Voila, an image. Oh, and here, I want to show you guys. So I went to actual images here, because I want to get, I went to actual images here, because I want to get a picture of it, okay? And so then this is what happens. I wish I had, let's see here, Standout did this. The company Standout, let me see so I can give credit where credit is due. The Fletcher method, whoever that is. So the Fletcher method did this. It's a perfect one for this blog post, this video today, this workshop. Headline that stands out, number 1. And just keep this on your computer as an actual image. So when you sit down to write, you can just fill this out in a Word document and then copy that and paste it into your blog post, your WordPress site. So here we go. All right, a headline that stands out. Boom, I can do that. Introduction that reveals the problem and risk and previews the promise of a solution to follow. Here's your problem. Here's my products and services, and this is what they can solve. Keep reading. All right, number 3, the body section that clearly explains specific steps or insights to your solution. Use the bulleted or numbered lists for easy readability. This is huge, and it actually is really good for you because the less wordy that you make something, the more your audience is going to stick around and get through it. Because what do? We scroll, right? We just want to see, is this blog post worth my time? And if it is, we stick around and we read it. So make it super simple on yourself and easy on your audience by using bulleted sections. So the body section, and use bulleted or numbered lists. So you just say headings that break up content. Step 1, step 2, step 3, that's it. A quick summary that completes your idea. Your summary should repeat the main takeaways in condensed format and should build social proof. Include additional resources here. What does that mean? Additional resources doesn't always have to be just your product links. Yes, put in your product link. Yes, put in your service link. But then what you also want to do is you want to give your audience a chance to sign up for your email newsletter, right? Let me go ahead and plug this in so it stays more stable. You want to give people a chance to sign up for your email list. So one of the additional resources is, hey, do you love what you just learned? Sign up for my email newsletter. It comes out once a month. I give you more tips and tricks on how to solve this problem. Make sure you grab it right here. What that does is it builds your list like crazy, and you're not constantly out having to post on social media, build my list, join my email, give me this, whatever. Whatever's not working right now, this is what does work. Okay, so that was section number 5 of your perfect blog post, and section number 6 is a call to action. So this is where you're going to put, last chance to buy the product, and list all of your exclusive keywords. And then the next steps. So tell the reader exactly what to do. Do you want them to call you to schedule an appointment? Do you want them to opt into that list? Do you want them to click to another page? Like maybe you sell your products off of a MLM company page, and they actually have to click onto that to go and purchase whatever you're selling. That's it. That's in the conclusion. That's where you give them your call to action. Done. Now, I know I talk a little faster than we write, but with that perfect blog post, you can have that done, and that took me another almost 10 minutes. I can do math. I promise I can. So it took me almost another 10 minutes to do that. And the easier, the more you practice this, the easier it's going to become. So make sure you keep practicing this. Let's move on to step number 3. All right, so now we have our exclusive wording that we know how to use. We grab some images that we want to recreate. We got our perfect blog post template all set and saved on our computer. We know exactly how to plug in what we need to plug in. We're at about just because I talk a little faster, like I said, let's say you're at 30 minutes right now. You could stop right there. And usually I do on a Monday. That's where I would stop, because you want to give yourself breaks at least every single hour when you're marketing your business. When you're trying to do content, when you're working your business, you want to stop and give yourself some breaks. So you could stop right there. Now, if you want to go the full half hour or do this on the next day, here is step number 3. Remember that image that we found, those couple of images that we found and we saved. What you're going to do now is go through your blog post, and in those bulleted lists, those bulleted sections that you put down, go ahead and make them into digital images for your Facebook, for your Instagram account, for Pinterest, for LinkedIn, for Google+. Do you remember on Monday how I walked you through how to do and schedule your buffer? If you don't remember how to schedule, I use Buffer personally. There's also Post Planner. There's a whole bunch of schedulers that you can use out there. So don't feel like you have to use Buffer if it's not for you. but that's what I went through on Monday. So if you need to, go in and recheck that out inside of our group. For the YouTubers watching, just head over to Facebook and join our Facebook group, which is IMU Biz Nation. Just search it. We'll get you added really super quickly, and then you can watch all of our Wednesday workshops and the Monday tips that we do as well. So go back, watch that if you didn't. But this is how you create images that you then just plug into Buffer, and they go out for you for the rest of the week, for the rest of the 2 weeks, however long you want to schedule it out. So I would go ahead and I would open up Canva. So if you guys have seen Canva, let me just show you again in case you have never seen Canva and you are brand new to it. It is the most, we might not be born writers. We might not be born digital graphic designers. Not a whole lot of us are, right? So here's how you go to Canva, and you just come in. For anyone who's never seen it, I would most likely have the image. So here's Canva, guys. If you guys have never seen it, here it is. Where is it at? Canva. There you go. I would just come down here to more. You can always start with an Instagram post first, or you could start with a Facebook post or a Pinterest graphic. There we are, sorry. Pinterest, Twitter, Tumblr. There you go. You can even come in here and give your blog post that you just made a blog title. And this is really super important, is to give your blog post a blog title so that Google favors you, or whatever search engine favors you all the more. So I would probably keep those images that I had saved right there on my desktop. You guys are all laughing at me now. I know. I probably won't try and share my screen again next time because it's really hard to watch this. I get it. Next time I have to share my screen, I'll just probably videotape it. Maybe, I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments what you prefer. So I would just go in and I would keep the images I had found on my desktop, and I would use those as a point of reference for myself. So we really liked that one that was with, was it Stella and Dot? I can't remember what it was, that we really super liked, and it said, call me for more. I would just pull up that one. Then I would come into my Canva account. I would give it over here in Elements. You can grab it, give it a frame. So that one had a frame on it. It had some jewels. It had some lines and, call me, and just make your own. Because when you make your own, it cannot be, at least you're not going to intentionally make it exactly like the other one, right? So that's how you're going to go and make 3, 4, 7, however many images you can make. That's how you're going to want to make your images and get them out there into your Buffer and scheduled for the rest of the week. Now, that was really super quick. It's not going to take you I wouldn't spend more than an hour making your graphics, because you're going to need to do this every single week. So you're going to want to make sure that you're not burning yourself out so that you can keep going every single week. You can do that on Monday, right after you've done your blog posts, or you could do that like on Tuesday, break it up, right, and schedule it out. The last thing you're going to want to do when you have now found exclusive offers, you're talking about your products, you have your blog post, you have call to actions inside of your blog post, and some graphics for it, when you schedule it out onto social media, make sure that you're making your work count. You want to make sure you get traffic back to your blog so that people will find you at 3 o'clock in the morning, so that Google or Yahoo or Bing or whatever search engine is giving you more favor. So inside of social media, make sure that you give your link back to your blog post, back to your website, because when you do that, you're going to be driving traffic off of social media onto your blog site, and more traffic equals more love from the search engines. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So let me go ahead and just double check that I didn't leave off anything inside of what I wanted to talk about today. And really, that's it. When you keep going with this, your experience is going to help you get faster and faster. And when that happens, maybe you want to make some more marketing articles. Maybe you want to branch out with your videos, whatever you want to do, or a podcast. The more you do this, the faster you're going to become, and the more items you can add into your marketing repertoire. So go ahead, anybody who's watching, visit us at goimu.com. You can see all of our courses inside of Intentional Marketer University. We've got loads in there for you guys to help you with your increased social media success, your online marketing success for your business. You can read this full blog post. You can watch the recorded video to all of this. And I thank you so much for joining me today, guys. This has been our Wednesday workshop. And I will see you again next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye. And I'm going to stop.